Okay. Up. We're good. What is going on today? Obviously, we are in a very different setting here. There's going to be a lot of bursts. The way that I'm streaming this is different. All the stuff I'm using to do this is different. Obviously, the content for this is different. But I paint quite a bit. And I thought it'd be kind of cool. It's just something different to do. We don't really have local stores close to here. The closest store to me is like, I don't know, maybe an hour away. And it's not like a wargaming store per se. It's more of a hobby store. So I figure this is kind of the next best thing. Move some of this stuff. Sorry about that. I'll try to keep an eye on Cat here, but it is kind of offside. So I'll keep an eye out. But let me know if anything's a little bit weird with this, and I'll try to sort it out. But again, this is all different, so this is kind of one big test, to be honest. But I have been working through the Warcrow box. I get started on this guy here today, I think. I gotta finish up the Hetman or the captain or whatever this dude is. I'll show you some of the stuff that I've got done already. So I was actually most excited about painting up the orcs out of this box. And I'm not thrilled with how they came out, to be honest with you. I can't quite put my finger on why. I did like how kind of Warcrafty they were, whereas like Warhammer orcs are like complete fucking opposite. These guys are we're very much so like Warcraft-esque. So I was gonna paint them like the Mag'har orcs, kind of. So most of these guys are like your Warcraft standard, like Duratan brown orc. I'm not thrilled with how these came out either, but I couldn't really figure out what I wanted to change. And then the shaman and this guy, I did like Gul'dan, that, you know, green type of vibe. I don't hate this, but I don't love it either. So I don't know. That's what I was looking forward to in that box, and I'm not over the moon with them, to be completely honest with you. This model had a lot of like poor spots in the casting, I think. It was kind of a pain to paint this. Let's be honest, I don't really spend a ton of time like cleaning up models before I paint them, because I'm more of a I want to play the things more than I want to paint them in most cases. But then I do have some things that do come out like as well as I would want them to, I think. So most of my stuff is Star Wars Legion. Again, I do want to get into playing some other things, but the task at hand today is to get some more progress on these Hetman, these hegemony, Spaniard-esque looking evil folk. I do have a couple of these done. I don't know why I decided to paint the stripes on the captain's pants red, because the blue stripes look so good, but I'm not loving the red and the white, to be honest. So we're probably gonna do something different. So I don't know if I want to keep this fur white or if I want to make it brownish, because I could just do a brown wash over the white. But I do think it is kind of striking white, so I think we just dull down that white. And we'll tackle the head. I do need to do a little bit of gray over some parts of this, but for the most part, it's he's kind of done. I do hate these colors on his chest. It's supposed to be blue and yellow for the like tacit type rope things, and it's definitely purple, which I just don't like. So I'm gonna change that. I think I might just hit it with some of the gold, to be honest. I don't know yet. But let's go ahead and some white. Try the blinding white first, just out of curiosity. If you do hear this, there's a vortex mixer off screen. I don't really know how well it works, to be honest with you. Didn't pay a ton of money for it, but I do notice in some colors it does work very well. So, just gonna rusty foot. I'm gonna try not to knock you over because you're sitting in a weird spot on my desk. And I've got my phone plugged in, which makes this all the worse. And I am no professional painter by any. I do a lot of speed paint. I have been trying to learn and get a little bit more into the like technical side of painting. But a lot of what I do is still speed paints, and then I try to kind of build on the speed paints, but I don't know. I haven't done a whole lot of, I guess you'd call it like a traditional painting of like base coating, washing, highlighting, and so on. But there are some things that I have done that way just because I kind of had to, given how I was doing some of the other stuff with like dry brushing and things. None of those are up here, so I cannot show you that, but it is something that I feel like I should probably work on. Yeah, that's like almost too wide. It's almost like I got rid of the zenithal underneath of it. But either way, worst case, I can go over that with like a Nolan oil or something. That would probably keep it white. It feels like Nolan oil keeps stuff mostly as its actual color and then just shades the recesses. I do not know. I'm gonna try to base coat the face here. I don't think I want to speed paint the face because I don't get great results with that. So I'm gonna do shading flesh tone, I think, and then probably speed paint over that just to shade it a little bit. I'm gonna try not to hit this eye patch that's on his face, so I can just speed paint over that, but the odds of that happening are slim. A little bit of this on here. And a little bit of water. Which that's another thing I don't really know yet is thinning the paints. I don't know if I'm just looking for the wrong consistency here or or if it's the right consistency and I just don't know what it, like. I feel like most time I end up with it almost too watery. Even for like 2 coats of coverage, it's still not exactly what you'd probably be looking for. But all right, I think trying not to hit this eye patch if I can help it, because I don't want to have to try to like specifically hit that eye patch. But with my phone where it is, it's kind of in the way, I'm not gonna lie. Probably just get an actual tripod. Here. Focus here. Also, side note, these Warcrow miniatures, the casting seems questionable. I don't have any prior experience with Corvus Belly or anything, so I don't know anything about their miniatures, but these are easily some of the messiest feeling that I've dealt with. And I guess for some context, I have dealt with the Legion minis, I've dealt with the Age of Sigmar minis, I have some of the Don't Look Back minis, and I've got some of the bolt action stuff, and I feel like I've got something else that I can't quite remember. Alright, this actually is not going terribly, even with my right arm. Very. Going for contest. We're just going for good enough. Some of this definitely going to end up out of frame, and I apologize. But again, my arm is kind of trapped under the camera. I can't help that at all. And also, the way that I am streaming this does not have autofocus currently, so I apologize for any like if I move it even slightly, we end up out of focus because I have to manually focus this on stuff. I might actually look into a fix to that. Not going to be perfect, but again, this is more of a kind of a proof of concept, to be honest. Just to see if I can, see how kind of easy this is to do this.
There's always been a bagging.
And then I'll look into, you know, fine tuning and tweaking some things, you know, as we go.
There always will be.
But one coat, almost, anyways. This is not terrible. And again, I don't care if this ends up perfect. I just want it to be close enough. I do try to paint as well as I can, but you can only paint as good as you can in the moment, and most of the time that's fine. Especially kind of a lot of what I've learned is more so just knowing what tools are out there, more so than kind of knowing a lot of like color theory and stuff like that. I certainly don't know. I think that's pretty good. Might actually just leave that. Might watch that and then come back and do some highlights or something like that with that flesh tone again, instead of base coating twice. And we'll see where that gets us, because I think that's pretty good. Good enough of a base coat anyways. The white, yeah, the white I feel like it's just missing something. I don't know. I don't really want to do wholly white because it's like we'll kind of put a gray tint over the whole thing, which I don't really want to do. I'm gonna go ahead and get the head taken care of, and then probably Nuln Oil. That will make it kind of shiny, I think. A gray wash. Could just do black wash, but I don't know if that would really get me. Stone. You know what? Actually, I'm not gonna do it just yet, because if I do that and then paint the face, they're gonna blue. So yeah, let's just get this head sorted. Again, sorry for the focus. I just have to remember to try to manually focus that every so often, depending on where I'm painting. But again, if I'm painting down here and I lift it even a little bit, you go out of focus. Sorry, can't help that right this moment. Let's go Crusader Skin. I just want it for the dark tone. Well, you know what, worst case, let's rebase coat it. But what's more likely is it's going to be good enough, and I'll just leave it. Same. Wow, this consistency seems a little off. Find out. Also, you guys hear me okay? I am talking kind of quiet when just because I'm kind of concentrating. But I just want to make sure the music's not too loud or anything like that. Deafen you. Trying to get this on kind of quick. Run into any issues with this paint. Sorry for the wacky egg. And not to flood out parts of it. It's all right, I can live with that. I'm not, I'm kind of talking at like a regular volume, so I guess as long as I'm not, you know, deafening someone, that's fine, or as long as I'm clear anyways. Okay, so I did make him a little orangey, but I think that's okay. Hit some of these spots again, I think, with that same flesh tone and tone it down a little bit. What I can do, afraid of using that gray because it's going to make it too gray, a bit more transparent. Let's try this. Mix this guy up. We're gonna try. God bless. I'll probably do more of this in a second. Anyways, we're just gonna go 1-to-1 on Ashen Stone and medium, which should dilute that gray quite a bit. And we'll see. I'm gonna try on these little, I don't know what the hell these things are. I don't know if these are supposed to be sleeves, because if they're sleeves, they're not in a spot that makes any sense to be sleeves. Like if it was just a coat hanging off his shoulders, but I don't know. Maybe somebody knows what the hell these, whatever those are supposed to be, because I have no idea. This up. Looking to knock down this white just a little bit and get a little bit more depth in all these creases and stuff. But now do a known oil or something. Do want to get Agrax, but again, the one half-ass hobby store that we have around here, it's never ever in stock. So and hit all this, because if I have to do another color over this, I want it to all be the same. So actually, because Crusader skin's already good to go. And for those of you curious, this is lo-fi Lord of the Ring. This is by Chill Astronaut. They do a lot of lo-fi stuff that's based on kind of popular things. Always kind of always, especially for something like. So they've got like Star Wars stuff. I think they've got some Game of Thrones stuff. Something. Okay, so this is kind of what I wanted. Yeah, that dries, but it just put a little bit more depth into that fur. While keeping it kind of white. Pretty sure that holy white, if I put that over all of that, it would get like real blown out, kind of. So I think that's okay. Still hate these pants, still hate these cords. That's okay. Hit a couple spots with this flesh tone. Oh, you want to talk about something stupid? So the first Citadel pot that I ever had was one of these technical ones. And the lid made no sense to me, and it wouldn't stay open. I thought you were supposed to pull it past the little wedge in the back, and then I couldn't close it, but cut it off. I said, okay, maybe it's like an anti-theft, like an anti-opening thing for like a store. So this guy, the little wedge is gone. So now if I ever use this Known oil, it is a pain in the butt because I did not notice this. So yeah, if you ever feel stupid, you're not that stupid. Because let's just say when that occurred to me, it made a whole lot of sense. This is gonna be the pain. It's just, if we can half-ass what I'm doing here. This one. Main point again to get back to this. Fleshy color. And again, this especially is not something I do super often as far as base coating, highlighting, all that kind of stuff. So I'm particularly good at it, but I'm not ever going to get good at it if I don't do it. So a little bit more water here. Ooh.
9 rings were gifted to the race of men, who above all else desire power.
Well, it's definitely not the most perfect thing ever been, but I will say, you know, maybe not super close up, it is good enough for government work or something. I think that's all right. It's still a little peachy, a little, what about his forehead? I don't know. Again, tabletop standard and all. He's way over there. That's about what he looks like when you're playing with him anyways. That's okay. The fur, I think I can live with that. Not want to focus. A little bit of depth. I am half tempted to like really water down some gray, like some black gray, Gravelord gray, to try to put a little bit of something in here, but don't know. I'm gonna give this dude brown hair just because, although the eye patch should be brown. Means his hair should probably be black, huh? Or I could just do it all bright. See, this is kind of what I'm talking about. He's got a little theme line on his head. I just didn't bother with, because I just don't care enough to do all that. And to be honest, sometimes I don't see them until I'm painting. So, oddly enough, my favorite brown is Fire Drake, which I thought was a skin tone type color for the longest time. It is definitely very brown. Which is part of why I printed and painted all these little caps. Because my lord, there are some colors that absolutely did not look like the colors that they were supposed to. This being one of them. The brown on his belt and his boots are this color. It's just a good, like, default kind of leathery brown color. So try to thread this onto this eye patch, relatively speaking, and maybe I'll try to do a darker brown for his hair. I don't want to do black. He's already got a lot of black on him. But the two dark brown speed paint colors are not particularly great. And also this kind of small of a space. Not necessarily worried about the speed painting nature of it. So like trying to get a bunch on there and not agitate it or anything. I'm just mainly trying to get coverage where I want. And this phone all up in my way. Just down here. Up with a good way to get at this. Oh, the light flicker. Yeah, love that. I light I use times starts gonna spaz. Sorry if you can hear that. The dog just came in. Oh boy. I'm not even gonna try to get that on camera. Just a second here. See if I can clean that up with some water, because I think too close. He's here. Probably getting up to no good. Okay, so what the problem here is right there on the cape. The eye patch was actually visible up to that point. Had to be paint. So I am terrible at mixing colors to match anything. So yeah, that is little Soka over there. Soka. You know, named after maybe who you'd assume she's named after. Why are you looking at me like that? She's glaring at me. Okay, so we need to attempt to make a color here that's gonna match. She's been pretty good so far, all things considered. Annabelle hates it because he needs to go out so many times over the course of the night, and letting her out in the new place is a little bit of a pain, but you know. I might just be the world's worst color mix, because it looks like bluish. But to be fair, I don't want this to be like
Glad you're with me.
color matched perfectly. I just want to tone down that brown a little. Yeah, he's coming along. The cords on his chest, though, absolutely have got to be changed, because this guy. Dang. Look at that. Well, you probably can't see it. That might just be the closest color that's ever been. All right, well, it's pretty obvious on camera shot, but it's pretty good. I'll take it. It is certainly closer than I would have expected, to be honest. So yeah, this is right. Oh, light on. Yeah, there's something weird about his face. I hate these pants. Just leaving them to the very last thing to change them to see if they grow on me, and or they absolutely haven't. So I don't know. I do feel like his hair needs to be a dark brown though. Again, I don't do a whole lot of like typical base coating, color mixing, all of that kind of jazz, because one, I don't have them up here. I've only been painting minis for like a year-ish, and then when I discovered speed paints, it like changed my whole world. I've been trying to get into a little bit more like base coating and highlighting and stuff. Very good example, 'cause it's not come out well. Or like this, for example. So like the patterning on the tusks, there was a little bit in the sculpt, but I did go back and kind of freehand a little bit of that like squiggle on the tusks, give it a little bit more texture. I started trying to do a little bit of eyes. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I like I didn't really have any other plan or idea, so I just went with the box art. And I really liked the blue, which is weird because I wasn't anticipating liking these striped pants like at all. but the blue I really enjoyed. I don't know why on earth I thought this dude needed red. I don't know. Now that I'm talking about it, maybe it's growing on me a little bit. I don't know. Let's just get his hair painted and we'll go from there. But yeah, so this dark wood and this satchel brown, I have never gotten clean results. These are like gummier almost. So like this brown on boot here is like really like clean, and gradient wise like dries really nice. These two colors both I have never gotten that result with, no matter how I really tried. I have done a little bit of medium to try to kind of make it a little better, but it almost seems like this has to go on super heavy, and you have to let it settle on its own, which makes painting something small like hair not great, but we're gonna try it. I think actually might actually go with satchel brown, and then we'll go 2-to-1 with a little bit of medium and see if that helps at all. All right, well, instead of 2-to-1, we'll go like 7-to-2 because that was more than I wanted, but that's fine. Granted, I want this to stay mostly dark. Let's brush. You don't know glory of the pop socket. Gotta get on that. Find them on clearance. Every so often, buy a bunch of them because they're so much easier to deal with than anything else, especially for dealing with like speed paints and things. You use typically so little of it. Okay. Actually, might have a better solution for this phone also. As far as getting it heck out of my way. Why does he look so much worse with his hair colored? Hold up. I know about that one. I have to let that dry. His hair should be black. Theoretically, that's him mostly done. I don't know about rock. Most of these rocks, I'm just Gravelord gray and then doing a little bit of dry brushing over them. Not too much. And that's what all these rocks are. be super clean about this either. So get rid of these brushes and get some new brushes. Do have another set of these brushes. Another thing, maybe I don't put a whole lot of stock into that. Maybe I should. But I just use these little, I think I took them out of the package. Fun. These are Curate color. That you can buy a pack that's like a bunch of sizes. It's like a pretty good amount of brushes for like $8 or $9. Use this 20-0, this 5-0, and I don't really use that one to speak of. These are the main two that I use for basically everything. I tried some different, I tried a bunch of different sizes and things, and these are easily the two that I find the most useful. Bit more specific on the camera. We're back. Sorry about that. Again, this is a kind of a big test run for some of this because I haven't done anything like this. And trying to do this with my phone. Sure if I can. That works at all. And with this hair dried, I think the hair looks kind of funny because it just looks like it's stuck on his head. It's almost like I need to take like a slightly darker skin tone and put it above his ear where like his head would be shaved. Maybe that would make it look less hat-like. I don't know. I wonder if I could get away. Try to get away with just using the skin tone and just putting a little tiny bit. Just put a little bit on his head. This is warrior skin. Also, trying to find a way to center what I'm doing and actually have room for my arms here. Sorry. Super runny. don't know if this is gonna have the, but I'm wanting it to. Committed now. Down just. Not to put too much of this that it pulls up any. I just want it to stain what's already there.
Concerning hobbits.
There, I think. A little bit darker, kind of above his ear. So his face is a little different from, like, would be his hair. Still don't know. I don't. I feel like his hair is not supposed to be brown now that it's brown.
There's always been a Baggins living here under the hill.
But
In Baggin. There always will be.
yeah, between the hair and the pants, downhill quick. Or side hill, sideways, laterally. I don't know, I guess with the rest of the guys, he looks okay. I'm gonna fix these cords. God, I hate the pants. But I feel like if I made them a solid, it would look kind of bland. But I still got to go in and do a little bit of silver, which I forgot.
Welcome to Rivendell.
Let's. Maybe the cords being silver would be interesting. For big, let's try that. Because otherwise they're going to gold anyway. This is Vallejo silver, I think. I also have a wet palette. I, again, don't use a ton. Maybe I should try it a handful of times. It's kind of a cheap one. Paper is not great. And talking to somebody, I think paper might actually be the problem. As to why I don't enjoy it a ton. Okay, let's try to. a little over. Also, could be because I know that it was kind of purpley. It still looks purpley, but I think that's just. Black in a minute. Also, we will be doing some more Throne and Liberty later. No, you are interested about that.
There's always been a Baggins living here under the hill. In Baggin. There always will be.
Oh yeah. Silver's way better than what it was. For whatever that's worth. Hell, at this rate, get to the orange, just a sec. Center of his belt buckle. Of this thing on his chest.
Welcome to Rivendell, Frodo Baggins.
Gold. Need to clean up the little bit of spot. Good, kind of water in this guy. And a little bit of it. Water. Nope. Enough. This is what I think is the Hetman. With my light. So he's kind of the elite of the hegemony of the starter box. So he goes with all of these folks. Which, if I want him to truly match the other ones, I should do a Null Oil over all of the black armor, black and gold. But I like him as he is for right now. I might not do that. Yeah, I might just leave him as is for now. And we'll start on the Mage for, what is it? Hour or so that we have. Oh, I do need to paint his eye. Which, oh, yikes. Eye paint. So, for now, we'll leave you just looking at all this stuff. I will be right back. I take care of something. We'll be back in one moment.
Whom do you serve?
Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. For those of you following the car saga, the car in the driveway. Hope I can get out of the driveway, but for now, we're in the driveway, baby. Okay. I feel like I was supposed to do something on this guy. That was I. Damn it. Not even gonna try to get this on camera. Nice little speck. Okay. White applied. Feel any more of this black. All right, this is going downhill quickly. Redo the white. Ask, don't tell, nobody saw anything. Is a true statement because I'm not even trying to get this on camera because there ain't no way. Second, white. Application is definitely worse than the first. Doesn't bode well. Looks like he's pondering, but hard to tell actually. I didn't see that. Yeah, I think that'll work. Certainly. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that could definitely be worse. That is. Yeah, I'll take it. Great. So we'll just leave him be. Oh, boy. Feeling purple. Haven't done any purple. Gotta be black. Gold. Yes, to match, kind of. Ivy Dweller, maybe? Be on his cape, shoulders. Think black and gold trim on the cloth. Maybe purple on the belt. Got the same boots. Just start with the purple and we'll see. So if I hate the purple, no. Never used this color, I don't think. Trying to get it extra mixed. This is something I'm going to get on nice and heavy. Always get more than I'm probably going to need. Same brush. And get my phone charger out of the way. Got a bunch of extra here. Yay. Getting that. Hold please. Out of the way. Okay. Here we go. Why this feels similar to those browns, a little chalky. Sorry if you hear whatever that noise is. Somebody's out there making, I don't even know, sweet love to the cats or something. Joke. By the way. Trying to get this cape done, and then I'll do the shoulders. Try not to touch. I've already painted. Gold. Okay. Now, for the extra pain in the butt part, and that's trying to paint the inside of this. which I could do a different color for the inside of this. Typically think that far ahead, so I just don't. Spot where this tucks up under his arm that you get to. Of course, some of that is visible. You're here. This without. They only try to hit what's going to be visible in any capacity. Which, all that. Because, like, especially once it's based, you're not going to see most of this. We'll try to hit it within reason, anywho. Okay. Now I just gotta hit the side of the cloak. Not to hit this staff if I can help it. Which I can't, apparently. Let's just let that dry. I feel like that purple is dark, which is what I wanted. Nice. You guys can't hear me drink either, which is good. It is like right next to me. Might do the belt actually in a color. If I do that, I feel like the shoulder covering would be a different color as well. I did like a complementary color or something. Oh. I see. See what this dude looks like in here. So he is purple and like a lighter purple, black and gold. And I guess they went tan on the underside of the cape, which actually probably wouldn't have been a bad idea. But if we just stay the course, I could always go back and base coat and wash that if I really want to, so we're just gonna stay the course with the purple. Apologize with the current setup. It's not really a good way for me to show this. I do have, I think, a better idea of a route to take to show or to hold the camera. Help me today, is it? All these edges before we start to dry.
It's done. Yes, Mr. Frodo. It's over now.
For just a minute while this settles before I start. I could probably actually get to it. on the bottom side of that shoulder covering, but I like that. Probably use a little bit of a dry brushing of a lighter color maybe over it, but we'll see. Sorry for the noise. Messing up my microphone here, sorry. I'm messing with it. Sorry. Try to keep it in as good of a spot to actually pick me up as it can. Very dark purple. A little bit of a lighter tone off camera, but no, that's not too bad. So I still have Plague Doctor and left to do. I feel like some really light blue over this purple could be good. Hard to tell actually what's the staff and what's magic. Oh, looks like an eagle's coming out of the top of it or something. Sorry, I'm just trying to let this settle a little bit before I do anything else. So, this model, I think is going to be a pain to get to, especially from a speed paint perspective. Mainly up there around the chest and the belt. A lot of that's going to need to be black. Not as much of it needs gold. Now, gold, I am doing all black and then doing the gold over the black. So that might be how I just have to go for all the colors. I just have to go black over all of that and try to come back on top of it. At least with the gold, that might give me a little bit more of an option. Gonna ignore that belt. Let's go. Oh, what color I want to do. These little guys. Here. There's a couple of them. I feel like they're asking to be, I mean, hell, they could be gold. They go gold, brim. Maybe those go gold as well. Ooh, I'm not sure about that. They go bone white and wash them. I think I'm just gonna go all black and then go from there. Black's gonna be the easiest to cover with some. Back in more normal spot here. We're gonna go top down. Light. Try to leave these cords as wide as I can, just in case I want to do a color on them. Worst case, they'll end up gold or silver or whatever, some of the other ones. Also, if you enjoy this type of stuff, aside from like the gaming and some of the other stuff, please do hit that like button. It does kind of tell me that this is worth doing. I do appreciate it. I do enjoy doing this kind of stuff, and I do it a whole lot. And like I said, this is kind of as close as I can get to a local hobby store, because we just don't have one. So painting with you guys, kind of as close as it gets to my hobby interaction, I guess. Do appreciate y'all being here, and if you have any suggestions or tips or anything that might make this a little bit better, feel free to let me know. This is wholly a test stream for this type of stuff. I do plan on changing the camera positioning so it's a little bit more convenient, but otherwise. What's up, Kraut? Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm kind of experimenting with different things. I'm kind of just doing whatever I feel like it, to be honest. And I know this is incredibly niche of a thing, but I do know there is a community of people out there, even if there's just a few of you that want to kind of experience this with me, then it's cool with me. Oh yeah, the cost is definitely up there. I'm a big fan of my starter kits. You get more for your money. Kind of part of my cost prohibiting nature of 40K, which I will say after playing 40K recently, I'm kind of wanting to maybe delve into that a little bit more than maybe I was before. But gosh, yeah, it is super pricey. Legion, Star Wars Legion was what I got into. I was just like, you know what? I wonder if there's a Star Wars tabletop game out there. Couldn't tell by some of the symbols on my fingers. I am a big Star Wars fan, and I came across Legion and was like, oh, holy cow. It was the first tabletop kind of experience that made sense to me. It's like, you know, you always heard of D&D and stuff like that, but I never understood it until Star Wars, because I could easily visualize that. And now that I've played 40K or Space Marine, I feel like I could do that with 40K as well. Goodness.
Welcome to Rivendell, Frodo Baggins.
Something quick over here on the computer. Since we're more into Mordheim, I've actually heard a lot of good things about Mordheim, but I don't know anything about it myself. But yeah, again, I don't really have a local store, so people to play stuff with is a bit of a prohibitor in that sense. But yeah, 40K, I mean, in my head, like, it's got to be as big as it is for a reason, I think. Yeah, there are a lot of like skirmish games. There's a new one for Age of Sigmar that I've heard a lot of really positive things about. But yeah, Mordheim, I think Mordheim finished? I know there's still like a diehard community for it, but I don't even know if it's around anymore in that sense. But I've seen a lot of really cool terrain and stuff for Mordheim. I'm trying to kind of experiment with some other things because I do want like a typical kind of like a fantasy experience. Middle Earth is getting a new edition and kind of getting some new life breathed into it here soon, which I'm actually kind of interested in. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, you know, the most when it comes to Lord of the Rings and Tolkien and all that kind of stuff, but I do like me some Lord of the Rings. And Middle Earth, I've heard, is probably one of Games Workshop's like best game systems. That still holds up. I do not know because I have not played it. Some of these other games seem like super confusing too. D&D is another one of those. It's always sounded really interesting. I think it'd be cool to have, you know, like that group of people that you meet up with every, you know, whatever, and you go through your campaign or whatever. But kind of in the same vein, it's always seemed a little daunting, a little overwhelming or confusing. I don't feel like his sleeves should be a different color. Wearing a vest, but I guess they'd be black, huh? Would they? I don't know. I feel like he's wearing a vest. I think his sleeves would be like orange or something. I paint his sleeves yet. Especially after the D&D movie with Chris Pine, I think. I was like, oh, this is funny. There's a lot of tropes and stuff in this that I know are very spot on with D&D. Although I don't actually know if that movie did super great, but I enjoyed it for what it was, anyways. Again, I don't have a lot of D&D knowledge, but the group will make or break it. Good group. Oh hell yeah, that could be. I mean, just like I guess any group activity, gaming, wargaming, RPG, anything like that. Good group makes picking up shit out of the yard fun, depending on who it is, I guess. That's a good analogy. That's always cracked me up. Any game, like video game or whatever, it's like part of their view. It's like, oh yeah, it's fun with friends. You know, anything's fun with friends, to be fair. I just made that sound. Oh, y'all. I heard it. Which is kind of what I was looking for earlier, actually, and it. Whatever. I'm distracted. This paint's drying. I have a stuffed boot. Okay, it'll scuffed. Everything. He's looking very dull at the moment, but kind of expected that. Especially when I'm doing this all black, and it doesn't start to come together until I get the gold on him. And plus I got all the blues and the colors. Thank you for the sub, Jimmy. That would be the sound I was referring to. Again, I don't think y'all heard. Very strange. Either way, appreciate you. This dude looks like he had blonde hair, like something. I'm still not gonna touch the belt because I don't know what color I want to do. I don't want to do the staff until I get the gold, just in case. Touch the staff. Some purple back here. Let me see if I can grab that before this is all gone. That'll do, pig. Oh my god, yeah, I know. Well, I guess there's two sides of that. It's the trust the process and the you trust the process and it leads you down a dark alley and steals all your things. Because sometimes the process absolutely just leads you to a shit show. This was the first get this up here again. This was the first of these models. This was like my test subject for this paint scheme. And I was kind of like, you know what? I think this works. This kind of brown orc, like Warcraft aesthetic. And then it kind of went downhill after that. And I don't know if that's because this dude has such a big weapon and the extra bone and stuff on him that it translates a little bit better, because the like regular foot soldiers, I don't know. I don't care for it as much. It worked pretty good on this guy. His eyes were a little bit of a wash, but then I also kind of liked him, trying to get that kind of upward. So I'm okay with that. But again, this dude has like a mix of textures and colors and stuff, so I think he works a little bit better. This fella, kind of the same. I think he's got enough going on that you could probably paint this no matter what, and it would look okay as long as you hit most of the spots. And then this, I just don't, I don't know. I just don't care for it. This is one, the skirt, I did a color that I really didn't like, and then I just base coated it and washed it and did a little tiny bit of layering, but again, it's not something I do a whole lot. Yeah, that's a good point. Oddly, thought I had a pretty good idea with these guys, and it didn't. It panned out most of the way. But with these guys, it was kind of just trusting that it was what it was, and they came out most fine, although his face is kind of funny, especially that close, good lord. But again, I hate these guys. I didn't care about these guys at all, to be honest. I need them to play the starter box, and I don't want to play with unpainted stuff, so I'm painting them. This dude has come out pretty good. Actually pretty happy with this. I still don't like his pants, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think, and again, you know, tabletop rules, so like right now, these guys just on the table, once, I still got to paint their base rims and stuff, but you know, once things are surrounded by terrain and all that stuff, like, it comes together, I think, pretty well. This guy just redid some stuff on, redid all of his silver parts, and I really love this silver. This is the Vallejo silver with like a Nuln oil over it, and the like effect that it gave was exactly what I wanted. So that would be one of those. You know what? I am gonna test repainting some of this and then it working out exactly how I wanted it. I was all messed up. Sorry for that. I again also do a whole lot of just like speed paint just to get stuff on the table, but I am trying, like with eyes and stuff, trying to figure out a little bit more specifics to get used to some of that stuff. So, what? Like these little vials on his legs should be like a bright. But again, I also feel like I need to get the gold on here to get a better idea of colors and what I'm looking at. Oh, 6:30. Might actually just have to end it right here for now. Because that gold takes me forever for whatever reason. Game color gold. I don't know if it's the gold, I don't know if there's a better gold or what, but something about this gold just takes me like, it just dries out so fast, even with a little bit of water mixed in, but I'm not sure. But I think that's going to do it for this one. This was fun. I will probably do this again tomorrow, because this is typically what I'm doing after work before we do anything else in the evening. We'll probably keep streaming games and stuff in the evening, and then maybe we'll do a little bit of a painting kind of midday, probably 4-ish, Eastern. So yeah, but we got this dude mostly done, and his eye actually kind of works. So I'll take that. Again, I don't really much care for these sculpts. We got at least a start on the mage. So tomorrow will be the focus of getting this mage done, because apparently the spellcasting in Warcrow is pretty good. So we will go from there. I appreciate all of y'all for stopping in and talking to me and hanging out with me while I'm doing this. It was good. So I will see y'all in 30 or 40 minutes for gang to continue throwing in Liberty, and then I will see the crafty folks tomorrow for some more painting. So I appreciate you guys. I will see y'all tomorrow or later if you want to stop in for some games. All right.
The power of the dark side.